Welcome back, everybody. It's time for game number 2 of New Element versus Hyperglory Team. New Element got aggressive, went all up in HGT's business, and took game 1 with a pretty cool aggressive strat. But I don't think we're going to see a first pick Keeper Light in game 2.
They should have learned their lesson that their lanes were a little weak, and Keeper Light is extremely susceptible to ganks.
Yeah, but it was a fun game nonetheless. Well, at least fun for any, I'm sure. HGT just got completely demolished there. Like, that was not even close. At the same time, you lose a game like that, you can say, look, our draft wasn't good. We're better than this.
Hearts, get your shit together. That's what they need to do. They need to get their draft. And
yeah.
I also thought, like, I don't know, they could have switched to, like, Quaz Wex Invoker, maybe, too. I don't know. I guess it's a little bit too late. You don't really
They didn't have much damage because they're running an Axe Farmer, so if they go Quaz Wex...
It's a lot better control for, like, They could have at least 5-manned and then try and get back together.
Axe had no defensive capabilities. Like, you get Invoker, and you get ganked as Invoker with Quaz Exor, you're dead. There's
That's
no
true.
Tornado, there's no...
I don't think they expected that sort of aggression, like non-stop aggression. Yeah. And I think they thought that they were the ones that were going to be aggressive with the Axe, aggressive Tri-Lane, and then the Enchantress. I think they thought they were going to be smoking and killing bitches, but that never happened.
Well, we'll see what happens in game 2. It's going to be a first pick Invoker. We'll hop ourselves in the draft now, guys. This is your Summit Asia $50,000, $80,000 prize pool now up for grabs at the LAN tournament, as well as the qualifiers going on. Unfortunately, do we have a draft? There we go. Unfortunately, the new patch has somewhat broken our overlay system, so we're gonna have to go back to the drawing board. Valve keep breaking our shit. They implement our tools like the Rubik's Bell Steel, and then break the other stuff that we have. So we've got to go reinvent the wheel now.
GG. Steal your IP.
I think Reddit would take some claim to it, but we're the first ones who did it. But Reddit I think was the one of the initial places the idea spawned. So I'll give some credit to Reddit. Some of the time they do nice stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah, that looks better. Reddit also comes up with some good dad jokes. Have you seen all the latest Reddit threads that are on the front page? All these hilarious jokes.
They're terrible.
Really? My favorite was the best one, which I actually upvoted, was what was the wisp doing on the top of the police car? Did you see that one?
I'm not gonna laugh.
10 seconds.
Io.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm not amused.
And the top, it was even funnier because the top post was like, "Fuck you! I'm just gonna upvote this shit. This is the worst." And it's like it was just. The guy was not having any of it, but he's like, I'm going to take my upvote anyways. Like, he was not impressed. The joke was the worst, but...
I was not impressed. The Tinker one was really bad.
The Tinker one was bad. Like, you knew what the answer was going to be. You're like, March? Okay. No, I didn't like the Tinker one. I like the Wisp
The Sven one wasn't that bad.
Yeah, Sven wasn't too bad. There are a few good ones.
Undying has been banned.
I'm a big fan of dad jokes, though, to begin with. I don't know.
Are you a dad?
No. I once told my coworkers when I was working at a restaurant that I was a dad. I had this big elaborate lie going that I had children. I'm not kidding either. I was working at this really shitty place. I don't know why I made it up. I was just bored one day, and I told them that I came up with this story about having a kid. I was a bad person when I was
Why
young.
did they pick Nyx?
Hold on. So let's hope Vengeful Spirit doesn't get picked.
Okay.
We're getting intel from our Statsman expert K-pop Toasters that Vengeful Spirit crashes the game if Vengeful Spirit dies to anything that's not a hero. Yeah. So if you die to buildings or whatever it may be. So I imagine we'll just be giving teams strict instructions not to pick Vengeful Spirit.
You know, Any should have not picked Nyx. Nyx is really good for his intel heroes, and he's not terribly great versus these three. If they had their offlaner open and they could pick Timbersaw versus these three, it would it just destroys strength heroes. If you go like 3 strength and Timbersaw, it's not like an auto win, but it's so much easier to win from there. You just chop away their HP pool, just so much damage.
They could Nyx support.
Yeah, they could Nyx support. It's just uncommon. I would like to see a Timbersaw though.
You get a Nyx support with like a ranged carry, like a Murano or something, or like a ranged semi-carry. You can do quite nicely. Maybe.
Or Nyx mid.
Yeah. Put the Invoker safe lane in Nyx mid, definitely. You don't know who's going to be up against yet, but Nyx does decently mid against most heroes.
Against most ranged heroes, I'd say. Against like Shadow Fiend, he'll get demolished. Against like Dragonite, he'll get demolished. Like a lot of the good solo mids, he'll do
He does
poorly.
okay against like a melee dragon. Do you think he gets that bad?
I
Is
think
that
he
bad
gets-
against Dragonite?
I think he gets pooped on.
Okay.
Like he
Mhm.
can't right click him.
No, it's more like he just bottle crows and like spams Impale.
10
He uses
Yeah.
the Impale to last.
But he has
hit.
just a lot more region. I think DK can bully him around. Melee heroes can bully
5
Nyx
seconds
around like
remaining.
very easily.
Okay.
But the ranged intel ones, they don't have enough base damage to contest with Nyx's.
Reserve time.
Like especially if you get poor man shield, you can't really right click him down. But anyways, going back to the draft, Rubik will be the pick for NE. Rubik, yeah, he's decent versus Sand King. He's like decent versus Centaur. But the problem is, what are you gonna do if they just go all out aggressive on, let's say, Invoker, like in a team fight?
Yeah.
Rubik and Nyx are not gonna stop a Lifestealer from just manhandling the Invoker.
And with the lifesteal having like you've already got the Centaur there, and likely they pick a mid hero like a Storm Spirit. I imagine you want to ban Storm Spirit, who can also be like another target for those Infest bombs.
Oh my goodness, that would be so devastating.
Ah.
He's pretty good. Nyx is pretty good versus Storm, though. To
Yeah.
be fair,
That does give you the option to run next
10
mid. But
I would probably say, like, they need a. I don't know. I'm not the hugest fan of Rubik if there's like nothing amazing to steal. Like Burrow Strike is okay, but they need something defensive versus these three heroes. Centaur, Sand King, Lifestealer are just gonna be all up in your face, and Enchantress will be too. They need some way to stave off the aggression.
all right, well, we'll see what the plan's going to be here with these next couple
10
picks. I think they almost
seconds
have to ban the
remaining.
Storm Spirit. That would just be a pretty bad case
Uh,
scenario.
You know, Nyx
Dire
crushes.
team
Nyx
ban.
versus Storm.
Well, it's a Rubik Nyx for now, so maybe it's going to be a Nyx support, maybe Nyx off. Well, how do you can't really if you put Nyx mid, you've got no offlane unless you do offlane Invoker.
Timber, man.
Oh, okay, but what?
10 seconds
Then you're doing like what?
remaining.
Support Invoker?
They should do.
You're running out of options
They should put
there.
Invoker
5
mid.
seconds remaining.
Nyx support. Rubik support.
Yeah, but then Nyx, like, I mean, you can't put the Nyx mid against the Storm then,
Reserve
unless you
No,
like
no,
dual
no,
lane
no, no. I'm just talking about like later.
it. Okay, in
later
general,
on.
yeah.
In general, you just all you do is every time you see him, you just mana burn him, and then he can't really do that much.
All right. Cool.
Radiant
So
team
they
ban.
do expect a support offlaner because HGT ban clock.
Yeah.
Or do they run Nyx support? I don't really know any well enough.
I don't know, but the fact they run like they're willing to do like a bounty hunter support. I wouldn't be surprised if they do a Nyx support.
Dire team
I'm surprised HGT are just like not banning the bounty hunter. I guess this time around, like Sand King, Centaur, Lifestealer are a bit harder to gank heroes compared to the Keeper of the Light and the Invoker of game one. But bounty hunter could theoretically fit as this last pick if any want to keep on going for what's worked for him so many times in the past.
I don't really think it synergizes that well with Morphling. It's not the greatest for Protector 1 hero.
10 seconds remaining.
Generally, you want like higher impact team fight heroes so that you can actually take fights 4-on-5
5
with while
seconds
Morphling's
remaining.
farming. And I generally view like Bounty Hunter, you want very aggressive. Well, there's the Storm Spirit that you were talking about.
Immediate Doom
They
response.
were ready for that one.
Wow, I think they were partially expecting me. You talk about Nyx countering Storm or Doom, even one step better. This is a support jungle Doom because 4576, he's the bounty hunter player, so
They can get away with the jungle this game.
they
Is
know
it-
they're against an Enchantress. And it's hard to offensive trialing with like melee carry plus melee support.
Unless Enchantress is just like phenomenal.
Yeah, we'll see how that's going to work out. It looks like it will be an offlane Nyx assassin, DJ, mostly the offlane player for Team New Element. I kind of like. I think I like this New Element draft. Like it's a greedy Doom, like you say, but it's a very good chance they get away with it.
Do they? Yeah, I'd say so.
I think you still need to put center offlane. It comes, but
10
Sand King
seconds
Enchantress, like they
remaining.
can smoke and start ganking around this kind of 5-minute mark. So
They
can,
need to kill Invoker. I think that's the
seconds
weak
remaining.
point of NE's draft right now. It's the one that you can abuse the most, I think, in the first 10 minutes. Especially if he goes Quasi Exort. Like we saw last game. You
Yeah.
just get manhandled.
Yeah, so as much as you can maybe smoke and try and gank the safe lane, killing a Morphling, not really possible, and then you just end up killing either the Rubik or a Jungle Doom. We saw last game how useless an Invoker can be if you get shut down, especially if it's an Exort Invoker. Ganking that is definitely one of your top interests. So, all right, game 2. Game 1 lasting 12 minutes, Ben. Let's hope game 2 lasts a little longer. I didn't get my fair share of 6.81 Dota yet, but we'll see what it's going to be.
Nothing here is really 6.81 like buffed. Who got
No.
buffed here? I think what Centaur got nerfed.
Yeah.
Nyx got nerfed slightly. 2-second increase CD on Impale. Doom got nerfed slightly. And Invoker got nerfed.
Yeah.
Tiny bit, but not Quasi Exort.
All the nerfed heroes getting picked up. Yeah.
Enchantress got a buff.
What was Enchantress?
30 seconds to battle.
Ah, more slow, more slow.
Well, I thought
coming
it was
in.
less slow duration. I thought it was
Might be a
less.
buff, might be a nerf. No one really knows.
I think it's a nerf.
All right. Okay. Ben says nerf. Brian says buff. I'm sure K-pop is going to be on that one, checking it out. But we'll introduce our two teams here while he finds out what it was. On the Radiant side, it's going to be Team New Element Morphling being played by Maples, actually going to the off lane. Going to be
Oh, it's a
laning
buff?
with the
The
okay,
battle
buff
begins.
confirmed.
Wait,
Laning
it,
with
says,
the
it says it was like not working properly, right? Oh, I thought you were talking about the other thing.
The bugs were fixed.
Oh, I thought you were talking
Yeah,
about the attack speed thing. Oh, okay.
The bug fix was a nerf. That was that was
that's
a
what
nerf
I was.
though.
That's what
yeah.
I was talking about.
Okay, so some bugs were fixed, which made
Okay,
Enchantress
so what the heck?
potentially
What's
work.
wrong with her tooltip? Enchantress beguiles her enemies, slowing their attacks when she has attacks. Last 3 seconds, and then right below that it says slow duration 4. So it's 4
Wait.
seconds. Is it 3 or 4?
Wait, are we looking at enchant or are we in the first skill?
Untouchable.
Last 3 seconds, slow duration 4.
Is it 3 or 4?
Game's unplayable. I'm uninstalling.
Who
Where's-
knows?
where's the
Okay,
uninstall
sorry to
button?
interrupt you.
I'm over. I don't know.
Whoa, look at
you,
this
you can
Lifestealer
introduce the
set.
teams.
What
or
in the
look at
world?
cosmetics.
I like looking at cosmetics. This is the first time I've seen Lifestealer set.
I think this
The set of the Ravenous Fiend. He does look like a Ravenous
Alright.
Fiend. I will say that much.
Most I love the original like vanilla lifesteal model so much. I don't often like seeing new sets.
That's true. The chains and stuff are really cool.
DJ bottom lane. This is your first blood. Oh, will it? He gets the carapace off, but he's got no way out. He's trying to just tango his way in. First blood, HGT, the Enchantress. They did the offensive jungle.
Radiant's bottom tower
And,
is under
well,
attack.
it's Morphling farming up top, but this is going to be possibly another very fast T1 tower like we saw in game
They
1.
really like this.
Radiant structures are
Yes, on this
fortified.
Enchantress.
Radiant's bottom tower
Making
is
the
under
moves
This
there.
thing
attack.
about Nyx is just like, he's so poopy in lane most of the time. Like, first off, he doesn't really win the matchup
Yeah.
versus Centaur to begin with. And then combine that with an Enchantress and combine that with a Sand King, he is just not going to live.
We'll see if he gets any support down here. It looks like the Jungle Doom has made its way towards this lane just to try and stall this T1 tower push. It's kind of like
I think
Enchantress and Doom are going to be
Radiant's
fighting over the
bottom
same
tower
creeps quite a
is
lot.
I
under
think Doom should just stalk the Enchantress, though. Like, there's no really good reason for him to be down here. And DJ needs his levels. So I think if he stalks the Enchantress and just, like, keeps eating her creep and stuff, and just keeps right-clicking her, especially since she's only level 1, then they can actually stymie a lot of the aggression.
Well, as far as aggression goes at top, any of their dual lane, I don't feel like this is a
Oh,
very
Stun
aggressive dual
barely
lane.
misses on bottom from Sand King.
Actually uses as well. So
That was close.
ZSMJ's got no CS at all in the safe lane though. That's a bit of a worry for HGT. You look at ZSMJ, you think lots of farming. When
What happened to his CS? Why is he not getting anything?
he's against a dual lane, but he still should be getting some. Like he can pull, he can get like just farm some
It's just
small
a
nutrients.
Rubik Morphling.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I'm surprised. There we go. Gets his first. He's on the board.
Well,
First of many.
there's
Oh,
a smoke
no.
in mid. Rubik trying to kill Storm Spirit. It is a Quads Wex Invoker. Are they going to be able to line it up? Let's see.
And they lead things off. He wants to get onto the high ground so he doesn't have the low ground miss. They get the lift, pull him back down. The EMP gonna dodge as a
What?
result. What was?
Cheeky.
Was
What?
Well, that was also a weird. I don't know why they pulled him to the low ground because he pushed the Storm Spirit further away from him. So
Why
he
did
got
they just-
fewer right clicks.
Why did they just cold snap him?
Yeah, that's a good point. Where was it, Ben? I don't know.
I don't know either. Why didn't he drop the EMP earlier?
Yeah,
Like-
EMP into, well, like drop it with the either
With
drop
the
it with the
tornado.
tornado or drop it with the cold snap.
What? That was
He got
such an
really
easy
confused
kill.
about what he was trying to do there. I'm with you. I'm surprised he got away with that one. Meanwhile, CSMJ in some trouble. Gets the rage off here. Morphling can chase this one down. He's got boots. Both these heroes have boots though. So Morphling, they give up the chase. Doesn't have what it takes to bring down this lifesteal. Lifesteal with a 30 movement speed bonus on him.
And he does have a Satyr creep, and looks like the mana burners, 2 mana burners are going mid, just to make Shiki's life even more
Oh,
difficult.
it finds the doom. Oh,
That's so painful. Oh my gosh. Have fun losing 200 mana every pop.
literally the worst thing ever. Oh man, that poor Doom. 4, 5, 7, 6. He picks up some Tranquil Boots, so still no mana regen. He may just have to go back to base to heal up, and it looks like that's where he's headed. So no Devour for now, and not using Devour when it's on cooldown. It's kind of like not using your Midas when it comes up. Like you really want to be, especially in the early game, you want to spam that Devour as much as possible.
Yeah, needs levels. I also think he needs a different creep. Satyr creep is just not the best because the Shockwave is too mana restrictive when you have Tranquil Boots and when you're this low level. The regen is nice though, to be fair, but only if you're jungling. If you're actually going around and getting kills, it's not terribly useful.
We'll see what the plan is now. He can't really be aggressive like he was last game. Doom not a good ganking hero until you hit that level 6. And even then you need to be ganking with an extra like disable, slow, someone to actually team up with. So as it stands, New Element, not quite the good start they had in game 1. Pretty Hole actually tries to engage at top lane, but not going to be successful with that one. The jungle Enchantress has kind of moved from bottom lane to top with the Sand King. There aren't any smokes up just yet, but maybe we're going to look for it. Ganking a Quaswex Invoker always kind of tricky to do.
It's very tricky. You can if they had more mana burners, then they could burn all his mana. He's super easy to gank.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to mass those little Satyr. They're the Mind Stealers, I believe. Yeah, Mind Stealers.
they don't have any
Dire's
smokes
bottom tower
yet,
is under
but they are
attack.
bringing it to them. They're hooked up. They're in position to do so. They need another creep, though. Let's see. There's a Mud Golem spawn and another Hellbear Smasher, so...
Hellbear's okay.
It's double Hellbear, though. Storm needs level 6. Actually, he is level 6.
Okay.
But still, he can just Tornado and run away.
If you hit the tornado on 2 to 3 heroes, you're probably gonna live. But if you only get the tornado on like the Enchantress Sand King and Storm gets you with a ball lightning, maybe enough here. Rune gonna be bottom lane. Both of them are kind of heading towards top lane. Not gonna spawn there, but Doom gets a regen. Actually, was a bit low on mana there, so that's gonna be pretty happy Doom.
And another Centaur creep. There you go. That's what he needs.
Alright.
Give him the Centaurs.
The more centaurs, the merrier. Well, they are still positioned at this mid lane, and there's no Radiant... Actually, the Radiant Ward's on this high ground here, but that has not spoiled them out. They go in with a zip, the pull, the tornado, not going to land, though. Sand King gets the burrow strike off. Shiki's still very healthy. Doom going to show up as well, and he misses the hoof stomp. Sand King actually left the burrow strike there.
Wow, how did that happen? I guess the threat of the EMP was just too big. Because he missed Tornado.
He had he had the magic one was the main thing. I didn't see how many charges he had, which was... He even invoked a Ghost Walk, so... He was ready to use the Ghost Walk, but didn't even need to use it.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was just no damage. Like, Sand King hit a burrow strike. It was a level 2 burrow strike, but they just did no damage at all.
So, looks like neither team has a real big advantage at this
Yeah.
point. HGT does have first blood, but Lifestealer is not farming as well as the Morphling. Actually, Invoker has more CS than Storm, a little surprisingly, but they still missed a kill on Storm Spirit.
The one hero to look at to me is XTT. This Centaur's going to have a very fast Blink Dagger, and then he can start going around the map, setting up a lot of kills for the team, especially teaming up with the Storm Spirit. So I think HGT are going to start looking to get aggressive with the Blink Dagger. ZSMJ can team up with them, although ZSMJ seems to be maybe going for Midas after his boots. Has the boots into gloves here. I don't think Tread's not that common on Lifestealer compared to face boots, and if you're going you could buy the Treads by now if he was going for them. Or maybe...
Phase Drums is just OP.
Yeah. Getting a Midas along the way is just fine, though.
Yeah. Tread's Armlet, you just get kited too hard.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. A quick unpause coming out now as play resumes. The Enchantress Sand King still teamed up. They're just going, they're holding hands wherever they go. Not wanting to leave one another's side as they just jungle it up together. At some point, Sand King, I feel, needs to get some farm and levels on his own to try to get his Blink Dagger up. Maybe from some neutral stacking, but we'll have to see what he looks to do for that. ZSMJ used Infest here, but they are making a play towards the top lane, but killing off his Morphling, always really difficult to do.
See if they can initiate, but it looks like it'll just be a Tornado.
Yeah, throw a Tornado.
Oh, and he blocks the creep spawn. What's up with that Enchantress? He's just chilling there.
They're not going for this
Dire's
kill,
middle
are they?
tower
The
is
Tornado's going to come in. ZSMJ does put the rage. They want to try and force Maples out of this lane. Maybe they do go for this kill. Sand King, he's there, gets waveform through. Burrow strike is going to land. He's Morphling Strength now. Enchantress going to come in, does have a slow, but no, yeah.
He's way too tanks for that.
Yeah, they do force him to morph a lot to Strength here and get fairly low on mana. And, I mean, he's not low on HP, but if he morphs back to Agility, he will be very low on HP, so... This kind of makes it hard for him to stay
Blink
in this
initiate on bottom.
Wow, he actually finished the blink with a Stampede. He wants to go on DJ. DJ gets the Carapace off, gets a salve as well.
Oh, that salve just
Look
totally
at Jace.
saved him.
He has a blink. I think he still goes for this. TP out. Oh, hoof stomp. Gonna land. There's your kill. XCT nicely played. I thought he would actually chase sooner, but nicely. He actually
Radiant's
dodged the
bottom
Stampede
tower
damage
is
using the
under
Carapace and almost survived, but XCT's blink dagger catching him by surprise, it looks like.
Nyx is only level 5 too. Centaur is almost level 9.
This
Radiant's
center,
bottom
like,
tower
max
is under
double edge, the
attack.
burst damage there combined with the hoof stomp is just gonna open this
so
game
much
wide
overlap in these wards.
for Dire side.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were planted like the identical time as well. I really like the mid high ground ward. This is one of my favorite wards, but like you don't want to be using both these two at the same time.
Yeah, I think they can just place this one like even over here would be a little bit better. Maybe like
Get some vision into the jungle for the Enchantress. That's kind of ideal.
so. HGT they definitely have the better mid game gank lineup unless Doombringer starts dooming some people. He is only level 5.5 though. He's making decent headway on the mech. Looks like a 1200 gold lead for HGT and any. They have okay late game, but not good enough.
You see the mid lane. He's gonna get zipped from afar. That was a blink Centaur. Gets a tornado off. This may actually save his life. Ghost Walk to follow.
Wow.
Sentry's
It's magic
way too
stick
late.
again, saving his
That was.
in this bracer too.
They just overlapped their stuns a little bit. I think they thought they had the kill
Radiant's
pretty
middle
easily. Like the
tower is
storm
under attack.
pull was combined with the hoof stomping.
Well, they didn't make sure that they don't let him tornado in between.
Well, not quite enough damage to bring him down. So Invoker, he's proven just too hard to gank the mid lane. Quaz Wex, this is post nerf on the EMP. Not that the EMP is what's powerful about what he's doing. And it's not so much powerful, but what's annoying. It's the tornado, Ghost Walk just saving his life time and time again.
So ZSMJ does have a Midas, not too bad considering how early he was.
DJ at top. He's dead. Can't Carapace out of it. Oh, he can vet it dead out of this one. Burrow Strike and a miss. He was looking for the Nyx Assassin. Now Pretty Hawk can get lifted up. He's got absolutely nothing to keep him alive. Nyx actually gets the kill with the Vendetta damage, and Shiki Ghost Walked into the enemy jungle. He wants to go looking for some kills here.
All he has is EMP. He has to like invoke,
He can go EMP into a cold
but he
snap.
has to do QQQR and then click. That's gonna ruin the element of surprise, especially for a hero like Lifesteal. who can just
Lifesteal will rage.
Yeah.
instant.
So I think he has to have that pre-invoked.
There's a Doom. If they Doom the Lifesteal, they're fine. Because they can go into a Cold Snap plus Doom and they can kill ZSMJ. And he's actually alone at this tower. They're TP. Sanking has one, Storm has one as well, but we'll see what the plan's going to be here. ZSMJ pushing forward, the Scorched Earth coming out as well.
Wow. What?
Oh, these are the Enchantress creeps.
Are they that scared of him?
Yeah, I don't know
The
why.
Ghost Walk. They see him.
And with that, ZSMJ should be just tower hugging right now. That was like really scared of just some Enchantress Centaurs. I'm surprised by that. This is loser of this best of 3 does get knocked out of the Summit Asia. So there's quite a lot on the line here with $80,000 in prize money up for grabs at our LAN finals for teams going there. But as it stands, neither of these two teams likely to advance from the Asian qualifier to the main tournament. But hey, a small hope's better than no hope.
Just saw the EMP nerf in action right there.
No fun, no bueno.
Can they kill ZSMJ? They need Doom there. They need Doom there right now.
Impale starts it off. Doom's too far. He gets the rage, trying to body block. He's going to just get to his tower. He can even infest if he needs to, and Doom couldn't get in there in time. And now backup's going to be arriving in the form of the Centaur. Not so much the Enchantress. This is a level 4 Enchantress. The Enchantress does not do much. Enchantress and Sanking, I feel, both need levels and farm. Neither of them is at level 6, and you're 12 minutes in. Sanking is going to take over the mid lane, look for a get farm up his Blink Dagger there as well as get that level 6, but as it stands, HGT have some pretty underleveled supports. There's your Doom on top lane. ZSMJ.
What? They just Doom and run
A-okay.
away. What the heck?
I'm not sure what the plan was there. DJ, like, hitting an Impale is always going to be hard because there's no setup for the Impale. Like, you can Doom, but he can still just dodge if he's far away from you.
Are they actually going to go on the Doombringer? Looks like they are going to back off. Any saving themselves the life right there.
Sentry ward behind the tower, just checking out for any wards, and yeah, Doom, that's the first Doom in the game not being used too successfully. He has picked up a mech here, 4576, so a support, more like jungle Doom with a mech, 13 minutes in, definitely going to help out. new element quite a lot in these next couple of fights.
Looks like Invoker's going Force. I think Force is very good versus HGT's lineup.
Dire's
Good versus
bottom
Storm,
tower
good
is
versus
under attack.
Lifestealer, good versus Centaur, good versus Sinking. Pretty much everyone but Edge. It's
Well.
good versus.
Hats off to HGT. They've lasted longer in game 2 than they did in game 1. We're past the 12-minute mark.
Congratulations.
And we've also seen only 3 kills this game, when last game we had like 20
Structures
kills
are
at 12
fortified.
minutes in. Oh, Blink will stop at top. He does get the carapace off. Storm going to zip into follows from the double edge as well. DJ
Dire's
will be
bottom
burst down.
tower is under attack.
Nice initiation coming
DJ
up.
has just felt so useless this game.
Yeah. He was involved in the 1 kill they got, but that's the only kill the entire game. Meanwhile,
Dire's
Morphling is
bottom
farming.
tower
Maples
fallen.
has a Lincoln's, 14-minute Lincoln's. That is really damn fast, actually.
Yeah, 91 CS on him, and his net worth is not significantly greater than the Lifestealers, but it's large enough.
1500 this early on, I'd say, is pretty good. ZSMJ will accelerate that a little bit with the miners, but
Radiant's
only
top
so much.
tower has fallen.
it's giving him some extra levels here. But Morphling, he's the
Dire's
king of the
bottom
levels. He's at
tower
level
is under
11 already.
attack.
This Morphling is just filthy rich, and this was like an off. He was offlane against a solo lifestealer at the end of the day, but still, normally you just don't think of a carrier like Morphling farming as well in the offlane as he would a safe lane.
That's true. Certainly true. Good laning choice by Annie, I
Dire's
think.
bottom tower is under attack.
They're smoked up top. They want Shiki here with a blink of Storm. And Storm is decent damage output with his first Oblivion start up. Now they see Shiki.
Dire's middle
Blink
tower
stun. He gets a tornado off before the hoof stomp. It's not going to save his life, so he still goes down. The EMP going to catch on 3. The TP from Doom is just too late. Does have the ultimate. Will use on the Storm through its Storm. Trying to get healed up by the Enchantress. Enchantress, hug this Storm. Storm is going to be kept alive, it looks like.
Indeed he will. And
Wow. That was...
he also had 898 gold, I think, and he was just so close to his 4-staff.
If he had the 4-staff there, he lived because he got the tornado off. And
That
he
was
just needed
some
the 4-staff
ninja
away.
fast reflexes, by the way.
I was impressive by it. Even though Invoker still dies, I was impressed by his reactions. Bottom lane now, ZSMJ, is the telekinesis going to come? Doesn't look like it. The answer just couldn't quite find the right line of engagement there. Hard to gank a lifestealer with their lineup. They've got
Dire's
no
bottom
kind of...
tower is
I mean,
under
Rubik
attack.
does have the instant disable, but he can't just get into sight to cast it without
Yeah.
lifestealer running away.
He needs a blink or a smoke or high ground or something.
They
He
want
needs
this
element
G2 tower,
surprise.
though. Waveform forward, ZSMJ taking a lot of damage. With this Lincoln, he's actually going to be in some trouble. Tornado MP, Maple still alive, Burrow Strike coming through. Is there an epicenter follow? Doesn't look like he's out of mana here, actually. Stampede, I think, being stolen. Yeah, you betcha. There's your little Rubik spell steal notification. Maple's... I think that's actually pretty good from him. Like, sure, he had to morph everything to strength to stay alive, but he forces out a ton of ultimates and spell uses from HGT. And the entire any side, it's only the Morphling who took any
Well,
damage.
it depends on if they can get this tower
Yeah.
or not.
Morphling's going to heal up at base and then relocate back in. Replicate back in. He's got
Dire's
the...
top tower is under attack.
Replicate nearby. Needs to be careful not to lose it, though.
This is such a difficult fight for them to take, though.
Storm's... Yeah, he's got about half mana here. ZSMJ's come back here. The tower's low, and there's your blink into the trees, so... Going into an epicenter blink Burrow Strike. Probably not their best bet. Doom's pressuring top, so I like this from Annie.
Dire's top
This is going to be
tower
huge, though,
under
if he lands
attack.
this epi. Oh my goodness.
They see
Radiant's
everything. The
middle
Observer, I
tower
think
is
it
under
even
attack.
saw the Infest. They see this fight coming bottom lane.
They need it back, though. The sinking blink. If they walk into that, they lose
Oh,
any
they
sort of
bought a gem.
momentum.
They realized they were spotted there. The gem on Centaur really early on in the game, and
Dire's bottom
does get off a nice
tower is
D-ward.
under attack.
Nice for Invoker.
That
Nice
was
for
such
Nyx.
a useful ward there. It scattered out so much of what was going on. Blink looks on the bottom. Uh-oh, Shiki's being caught. Burrow Strike going to follow this one. Shiki's still alive for now. They blow up the Nyx to start things off. Invoker going to be the one to follow.
Why did they pursue down there? They knew that they didn't have vision anymore.
Yeah. I don't know if they saw the Infest, but they knew
Dire's
Centaur was
middle
nearby, and
tower has
Centaur
fallen.
Blink Stun is going to be more than enough, and they're
Dire's
still going
top
to chase
tower
bottom
is
lane.
under
Rubik going to be brought down as well. Centaur, XCT with a double, so... Bit of a mistake there. Doom meanwhile at top lane. He's possibly in some trouble. Lifestealer wants to chase. He's got phase boots.
Wow, ZSMJ goes the wrong
What?
way during daytime. What the heck?
He must... As bad as that looks, like, he must not have had vision. Like,
Yeah.
I trust that he didn't have vision there. Even though it looked like he should have, because like you say, it was daytime, he must have just somehow lost sight along the
It
trees. Or
didn't
just,
look like it.
yeah, you'd have to rewatch it from his perspective, but that definitely looked like he should have been able to see him.
Wasted Stampede. Not the biggest of deals, but they did get a kill onto the Invoker and the Nyx, and this poor Nyx assassin, man. He does have the only kill on their team.
Yeah, he's the only kill. Rubik did get an assist for it. That was onto the Sanking at top lane. Before.
I actually think Morphling should have gone for a Midas this game too. Just the way he was farming and the way they're playing it. He hasn't really fought in any fights aside from that one.
I kind of agree. I think I maybe just some personal preference what you go for, because he's actually still really high level even without the minus.
Oh, they want to kill Storm. Or are they going to get
Vendetta
him?
wore off. They see DJ now. Storm goes in, because the Impale is going to land. They've got detection, it looks like. Storm, EMP going to land. Hillstop as well. No, they've got nothing. Epicenter coming in from the Sanking. Gets stunned up by the Adaptive Strike. Nicely played there. Pretty Horde dusted now. Actually, the dust from the Enchantress here. Doom goes out on ZSMJ. The chase now on the Epicenter being stolen by the Rubik. Unfortunately, doesn't do too much damage. Blink, Hillstop on 3. The Storm going to zip in. Brings down the Invoker to start things off. Doom going to be the next to fall. Maples still fighting, still holding strong. Storm completely out of mana. Will go down to the waveform in just a second. No, he misses the waveform. Rubik shows up from the side here. Rubik will go down from the low ground. 3 for 3 on the kills here. And Storm going to buy back. He wants some action here. Maples is low. He may just go down. He's got his Lincolns here. This may save his life. He will.
That was so close. Holy crap.
Storm zip from what, the mid tier 2?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I think that was an okay fight for any. It doesn't look like it. They've got 4 dead, but they killed 3 and forced the Storm buyback. It was a 3 for 4.
Who did they kill? Lifestealer,
Storm, and Sanking.
and Sanking. Okay. Yeah, that's not so bad.
They lost everyone except Morphling, but
If Morphling dies there, that's
then you've
that's
lost.
a definite win for them. But
Morphling stayed alive, and he got like good farm and experience out of good golden experience out of that team fight. Like he's already up to 1700 now on top of his Lincoln. So at worst, it was like an even trade, maybe you could say. But they killed they killed 2 of the 3 core heroes. So the one hero they'd love to kill is Centaur. Centaur is not died the entire game. I think the only
4-0 and 7. Mech,
same for
Blink,
Enchantress. Enchantress
Gem.
hasn't died, but
Yeah, Enchantress is not up close and personal though.
Yeah. Yeah, if Centaur with a gem here, they want that gem for themselves
Dire's
right now.
top tower is under
They really
attack.
do.
They
need
didn't
it.
have to take that initiation there. They hit the Storm, but they just had no detection for it.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Which is surprising considering the opposing team has a
Dire's
Doombringer.
middle tower is under attack.
Now they have Dust on Rubik though.
Yeah, they need this. They're going to once again get aggressive on this top lane. I think they just feel confident that they can somewhat fight at the moment. If they get the good initiation here, they've got good vision around the top lane, which is why they like being up here with this Observer on the high ground. Hasn't been dewarded yet by this Centaur gem. And for any EMP, when you go for this max Wex Invoker, you do want to fight around the 20-minute mark, because this is where
Dire's top tower
Invoker
is under
shines. Like
attack.
once you start to once you get to the late game and have to transition to Exort, it's a long time before you get your levels and you can actually do damage with your Exort spells. So I think they want to fight right now while they have this Quaswex Invoker.
At the same time, Morphling doesn't have shotgun yet, so it's a little questionable fighting right now.
Radiant's
If they
middle
traded tier
tower
2
is
for a
under
tier 1,
attack.
that's pretty good for any.
Dire's structures
Both teams
I don't
flip.
know. I think this tower is actually more important to any than that tower is for HGT. Because this one opens up
Dire's
Roshan
top tower is
for
under
HGT.
attack.
Okay.
But the top
Radiant's
one
bottom
doesn't
tower
really
is under
matter
attack.
that much. They lose a little bit of control of their jungle, but they're not farming the jungle up anyways.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
There we go. Tier 2 for the tier 1, and you said it,
Oh,
Roshan.
he has
opened
max
up.
untouchable too.
It's straight into the Roshan pit, it looks like. That 3 or 4 second slow duration, no one really knows. Valve doesn't even know themselves.
And a ward placed down by Pretty Hawk. So they have control of like this area of the map, and any can't really farm the opposing jungle. I guess maybe if it's Morphling,
They
but
kind of can. They've got... Any's wards right now is really good. They had one around the Roshan pit which just expired, but they've got like an offensive ward in the enemy jungle. They've got one near the top river. They've got decent wards. Like their own jungle's pretty dangerous, but the other side of the map is actually kind of like that tier 2 tower push at top actually felt pretty safe. The other thing is, like, I feel for any, like, dragging this game, they've got not just a Morphling, you've got the Tornado MP Invoker for team fights, but Doom's going to offer a lot in these team fights now. He's got the mech, picks up a plate mail, he's got level 2 Doom, and he's going to be able to take out either Storm or Lifestealer from the fight for a good duration of time. Oh, man, they caught Morphling out bottom. That's not good.
yeah, it is not. He's like their big hope in the late game, and they just blew him up. Epicenter was used as well as Stampede. He just doesn't have enough HP.
They have the Orchid now and the Storm Spirit, so...
Makes life even more difficult for
That's-
Morphling. Instant pop in the Lincolns.
Insta-pop Lincoln. You can either, pop with the Vortex and then get the Orchid silence, or try to stop the stat convert, or just get the disable on him.
It's not looking good for any though. Their late game has just died. Storm bought back, but he is not that important. He's not as important to HGT as Morphling is to NE.
Yeah.
Because Invoker is just not a big threat at all.
I think NE were just hoping they could get the shotgun up in peace and then try and just go for some team fights and tower pushes. Didn't get a chance to do so though. And there's going to be a platoon, not just a mech on the central, but a pipe building as well. And that's where HGT's team fight gets really damn scary. You're definitely not going to be shotgunning the center when he's got a mech and pipe, but his teammates, especially this Enchantress,
They can't really kill him at all, though, is the problem. They don't have enough damage, because they always need to save Doom for either Lifestealer or Storm Spirit, I'd say. And then Invoker can't do anything to Lifestealer either, and you just don't want to blow your EMP on a solo Centaur. And none of the other, like, Nyx can't really damage Centaur at all. Rubik doesn't provide any damage. And if Morphling can't damage him either, you can just run around in fights and just keep double-edging the crap out of people.
I think there's good reason why XDT hasn't died this entire game, and you're kind of spot on there. Annie's lineup just doesn't have too much damage. The Morphling shotgun will give him that extra burst damage, but only on certain heroes. Not the Centaur, not the Lifestealer.
It'll blow up Ench, but Ench is not the cornerstone hero.
Ench Sankey, even the Storm Spirit, he's only got 900 HP, but I think Storm may take this Aegis. Yeah, he drops his, drops something to pick this one up. Null Talisman on the ground there.
Immortality is mine.
Alright.
There he goes. So now Any just need to just focus on keeping Morphling from split pushing, and then just gank anyone who's out by their lonesome. They have the instant blink stun from the Sand King. They have Infest Bombs with Sand King, Centaur, or Storm Spirit. They have the Orchid. It's just really difficult for Any to do anything right now. I think they need BKBs, probably on... I don't even know who, like, if Morphling gets it, he
After his
won't
shotgun,
do any
he
damage.
could.
Yeah.
Yeah, either the BKB. I mean, Manta style not bad as well, but yeah, it does feel like he needs a BKB this game. Doom, going BKB on Doom's fairly common nowadays. I'm surprised he picked up the plate mail maybe. Like, the armor helps a little bit against the Lifestealer,
I was
but
surprised he picked the Midas after the mech.
actually, I never actually noticed. Yeah, he went straight mech and then got Midas. That's actually quite bizarre. Oh, there's this Infest initiation mid lane's an illusion though.
Nice use of the replicate right
yeah,
there.
let's say I think it was replicate. So nicely played. That baits out an Infest gank
And a smoke.
Centaur's still smoked up, and they're headed towards his top lane, but Morphling says, get me the hell out of here. He's got his Ethereal Blade now. That's the good news for a new element.
They use another smoke. Or is it all the same smoke?
Centaur's the same smoke, I believe. He's gonna stampede forward. He wants Nyx Assassin. Nyx gets in the trees, but there's a gem for the south. DJ's got nowhere to go. You said it time and time again. This poor Nyx has just had a miserable game.
I still don't understand why they picked it in the draft. I looked at the draft, I was like, Nyx? Why Nyx? Like, why in the world him over any other offlaner that's popular in this patch?
I'm not sure.
I think, like, maybe if you go for AA, then you can, like, global gank people with Vendetta and Ice Blast. Yep. Maybe they thought the same way with Sunstrike, potentially.
Yeah, if you go Exort Invoker, you've got... I've seen that a couple of times work quite well, but it's not Exort Invoker. This is...
Yeah.
Coswex.
They just didn't have a clear strategy in mind for him, it seems like.
I think Any's still by no means out of this game. They've got the shotgun now. Invoker's working on a side of Vice for the team. You've got Doom. He's actually, he's looking for a kill at bottom lane on the Storm there. Storm got completely out of mana, but I'm not going to see any kills happen. Top lane, though, where Tornado EMP...
Yikes, Cheeky. He does have really quick reflexes, but some of his execution with the spells, like the potential kill on Storm Spirit in the mid lane, and that one is like,
And the problem is right now, like, Tornado EMP is all he can really do. He's got one in Exalt now, so we can look at theoretically using Ice Wall. You can also see Deafening Blast. Yeah, Deafening Blast is good even with just the one in Exort.
You can have Alacrity too. Alacrity's pretty good. It's a lot of attack speed.
Dead Root bottom. Storm Spirit. This time around, it's not an illusion. That's the real deal.
Looks like Invoker has picked up a gem for himself. Bought by the Rubik. I guess for sinking, I guess for wards, but their map control is really poor. Their late game is just the Morphling. Although he has EB, it's still just a Lincoln's and an EB almost 30 minutes in. Yeah. And you have to worry about so many of HGT's heroes.
Oh, they're running in for a gank top. Carapace. Oh, he blinked out at the perfect time there. DJ ran in with a Carapace and he blinked out before he did any damage and procced the Carapace.
Invisibility.
That was so damn close.
That's close indeed.
Pretty
DJ's
low.
still really under level. He's only level 9. 28
Yeah.
minutes and he's only level 9. By far the lowest level in the game. Actually, Pretty Hall is only level 9 too on the Sand King.
That's surprising. I mean, he spent so much time just running around with the Enchantress. Now he's running around with the Lifesteal. Blink. Hook's not going to miss. They see it coming. That's the gem. Stampede to get himself the hell out of there. There's an Infest Bomb in the Sand King. They want Chicky here. Chicky's used his 4-star, or he's still plenty alive. They're going to kill the Sand King and the Lifesteal. Tornado hits the Centaur. He's got no way to escape this. Tide comes too late. He does have a mech, which he's going to pop now. Now, with the help of the Morphling, they should be able to get this kill. He's used his shotgun already. XTT just so tanky. How did they kill this guy? He almost got to blink off. I think he almost could have for a second there. He's still going to be chased down. Stormfront on the high ground. Can't help out. He wants the gem. He's going to get the gem.
Looking for me.
Nicely
Radiant's
played by
bottom tower
Kaka
is
on the
under
Storm.
attack.
Shoot through all his mana, but that's a big team fight for New Element.
That was huge. Wait, so Centaur was invis?
He was invis and then he
okay.
blink stunned and missed the stun because they saw him invis. So like Invoker had that. He had time to react to the invis Sentinel because of the gem.
His reactions
Radiant's
has been
middle
just so
tower is
fast
under
on
attack.
that Invoker.
Chicky's definitely impressed me in certain aspects. Like
Yes.
all around, I'd say he's done really well here and done a good job keeping his team in this game because he could have died so many more times than just the 3 times he has.
Faux show.
You look at this, NE, they actually have a gold lead. Experience still quite heavily in HGT's favor, but it's a 1,000 gold lead now going the Radiant's way. And Morphling, he's got 3k gold more or less.
What does he go now? Manta?
Looks like a
BKB?
Manta. Could be a Scotty. But he's going to get initiated to the bottom lane. He gets silenced up. He can't actually morph stats here. This is going to be a dead Morphling. Impale comes too late here. Mana burn onto the Stormman.
He needs to morph a little bit more strength. Or get a BKB, I think. Like this. Or actually, he needs the Manta to split out of Orchid. That's more important.
Yeah, the Manta that Orchid will save his life. And Storm, he's just changed the electric vortex in the Orchid, and then you can't actually morph your strength. Or morph your agility into strength.
Still, Morphling wasn't actually... He didn't actually lose any gold from this since he just bought his ultimate orb, so not the worst thing in the world. Lifestealer looks like not going a Basher build, the Armlet and SNY.
Storm loses his Aegis now as well, so New Element managed to survive the Aegis of the Storm Spirit without taking too much damage.
Doombringer.
He's
Oh, buddy.
He's just got to zip in from the Storm Spirit. He's going to see a Stampede as well. Easy pickings at 4, 5, 7, 6. Gets the mech off, but it's another kill going the way of HGT. This is what New Element, they've been really good about until these last couple pickoffs. They have not been giving away many pickoffs in general.
They need 4 saps on their heroes so they can save people from the chain stun.
Nyx is building. Nyx getting close. Rubik also getting close. They're going to have triple 4-star soon. And even your Doom, if he wants to, could get one. He's got 2.5k, but he's looking probably bigger than that. He's got Shivers. I think needs maybe a BKB on the Doom this game.
Shivers is pretty good. Yeah, BKB.
Yeah, after the Shivers, though. What do you think he goes next?
Ghost is pretty good. BKB is like, you can't go wrong with BKB.
Yeah.
But any other items? AC, he can still die to magic from Sand King. I say BKB. They don't have anything, especially without the Batron Lifestealer. Like, you can just run around and do whatever you want.
And yeah, GSMJ. He's got 3k gold, so that Basher is talking about may come next. There's HGT. I think after that, they're still actually behind on gold. What do HGT need to do? Like, do you actually still feel they're ahead, or is this kind of a
HGT?
balance
Yeah, I
game?
still feel like they're ahead. Like,
Okay.
Morphling isn't that big. He might like kill a weak person like Enchantress, who doesn't really do that much. But HGT just have much better and crisp ganks with the Lifestealer bombs, with the instant stun from the 2 blinkers, and it's just difficult for NE to get any sort of kill. Like, how do they do anything around the map? If the Knicks were a bigger threat, I would say that NE would actually have the lead, but DD just can't put any pressure around the map right now.
Well, and he decide, let's go and have a meander through the jungle. Take our picnic baskets, set up camp, and get some little observer wards down. Well, actually, they've got no observer wards on them right now, it looks like. Rubik. No? Now, you go for a smoke into the enemy jungle. Normally, you bring some obs with you to leave behind, but...
Nice play by Enchantress, just using these tank the creeps. Untouchable works on.
Oh, God. That's a, like, 1k HP illusion, tanking for days.
Oh, they see
Radiant's
Nyx.
bottom tower is under attack.
That's
Actually,
yeah.
He'll just get enchanted up and stolen.
You can still replicate to the stolen one now.
Yeah. Dump it in the fountain. Easy.
Yeah, you don't know where it's going to be. It's You be careful about pushing that.
Trying to think if Morphling was the best carry of choice here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
He's decent against stun, like I say.
He seems to be alright. I think he's just like he's been picked off a few times unnecessarily. Like he's. At the same time, it's hard to always.
It's hard
be
to not
safe,
get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Against
It's hard to not
Storm, Sand King.
And when they have the Orchid this early.
And they have like a Centaur Blink Stun, like Lincoln's doesn't actually help you there. So.
Wow, Doom already has a completed BKB. That was fast.
Mine is helping out.
Did he just get his Shivas?
This is where I feel. I'm not sure how
That's-
ahead HGT are, because Doom is actually as farmed as the Lifestealer.
That's true. I didn't actually expect that. Like, Doom was...
Yeah.
He's been quietly farming.
Yeah, exactly. We haven't actually seen him, which is partly where it feels like HGT are doing well, because like Doom hasn't really been killing people, but he's been farming. And you could think like this game drags on the 5-10 minutes. He picks up an Assault Crest as well. He picks up Heart of Tarask. Who knows? Like he can buy another big item in no time at all with Devourer plus Midas Gold.
Yeah, you don't... what items to go for? I don't think Heart's not
Assault
the best
Crest,
for
I
his
think,
life,
is
so-
really good.
Yeah, AC's pretty good. Pipe would be pretty good too, to his teammates, but I think AC's better. He also needs to switch creeps, I think. So War Stomp is alright, but I think the crit is just much more useful this late in the game.
Let's see what the plan's going to be. Lifestealer infests up into the Storm. Storm on the high ground has a BKB. Zips forward. They want the Doom first before he can use his ultimate. Doesn't get the BKB off just yet. He gets it off now. Mech as well. He doesn't get a chance to ulti though. Deafening Blast coming in too late from Chicky. Their full retreaters on there. Actually, Rubik steals the Stampede. Blink. No Hull Stomp just yet. He misses this one. Airballs coming out from
He got
HGT.
bashed as soon as he was running away with his BKB.
Oh, the Doom did?
Yeah. Basher's OP.
That was a smart initiation from HGT. Using the Storm Lifestealer to go on the Doom first, doesn't get off the ultimate. Even if he just gets an ultimate off at like 50 HP before he dies, it's still those two heroes die. Like you're not getting a kill even if you get that Doom off.
Well, easy Roshan, or will it be? And he may contest this. They have the long range initiation from Shiki, but with untouchable tanking and no one really low. Oh, actually, let's see. They don't have a lot of damage for Roshan.
Morphling just wants maybe a pick-off on the Enchantress. See if he can find anyone here.
Nature
He's got a
attendants.
replicate. If he can get a pick-off on the Enchantress and get the hell out of there. Enchantress is using the heal, even with just
But
a
he
couple
needs
hundred
to
HP
go in
missing.
like really soon.
Yeah. EMP coming through. ZSNJ uses the raid. Smart system to do so, and then not going to go in just yet. Morphling too late to the party. Yes, maybe in some trouble here. The shotgun is there. Morphling just going to wave himself the hell out of there. Sand King. Shotgun. Actually, he misses it. He is Ethereal's the Storm and then Adaptive's the Enchantress. A bit of a misplay there from your Morphling. Now they got to go full retreat. ZSMJ needs to be careful. He's actually really low. If he'd save the shotgun for him, he almost goes down. Rubik going YOLO mode on the high ground. Morphling actually shows up with a waveform. Shotgun on cooldown for 10 seconds.
Not the worst trade in the world for any.
Dyer's
They lose
bottom
2 heroes,
tower
but
is
they
under
only lose a
attack.
Roshan out of it.
Yep.
But it is on the Storm Spirit, so
They're
that's
gonna
not really
T2
your
tower.
Doom target.
Lifesteal is too low to defend this one, so maybe this
Dyer's
T2 goes
middle
down.
tower
Glyph's going to be
is
used, but
under
HGT, no, they're blinking the hell out of there, so
Dyer's middle
Not
tower
bad.
has
I think it's
fallen.
okay. Like, their late game's
Radiant's
still
top
looking pretty
tower is
decent
under
with
attack.
Morphling.
Morphling has his Manta completed now too.
Yeah.
So he can actually contest Lifesteal. The only problem is they still need Force to save those heroes that get chain stun.
Radiant's
Like
top
Doom got
tower is
initiated
under
on
attack.
by the Centaur before the fight started, and then he just sat there for like a good 5 or 6 seconds stunned. They need to be able to force staff him so that he can use his BKB and actually turn around and doom someone before he
Well,
dies.
that's the Nyx and the Rubik. They've got 2 force staffs, but
Yeah, they have to be up there to help him out. He's not going to be able to get his force staff off or his BKB off in the majority of situations.
does Doom even consider like going for a Lincoln Sphere just to stop that initiation, or is that?
I don't think so. I think you just go tanky enough so you don't actually
Yeah.
die that quickly to it.
Yeah, I mean,
Or rely
how
on
much
your
tankier
teammates.
can you go? He's got 27 armor. He's got 1800 HP.
AC and heart, maybe?
Yeah. Heaven's Halberd maybe wouldn't be too bad as well for the
Yeah,
evasion.
HH is not bad.
Yeah, I think if you have a Heaven's Halberd, maybe you survive that
He
engagement
has
as well.
27 armor.
Yeah, that's where it's like he melted. And Lifestealer the feast, giving some extra bonus damage. So let's hope everything adds up. And that's where I think Halberd maybe having the evasion probably helps a lot. And now there's a Lifestealer Abyssal Blade, so even if he gets that like split second where he doesn't die in the initial engagement, then the Abyssal Blade comes in for some extra lockdown.
Invisibility.
That's why you need force. You have to like double force through probably.
Storm found Nick here. DJ, he's had a rough game, and that's going to continue here. Nice tornado that may save DJ. 4 starts out. BKB coming from the Storm. DJ now. Stampede being used by the Rubik. Nice still there. Storm not going to get their skills. Storm is actually in trouble. He will go down. He's got the Aegis though. Abyssal Blade on the Morphling. Morphling needs a waveform out. Getting bashed up here. Maple's going to go down. The bashes. RNG coming out from ZSMJ. The Chasers now want Storm through it once the Invoker. He's going to get an Orchid into a pool here. This is a dead Invoker. Nice chasing coming out of HGT. And that's another gem being taken away as Sand King goes chasing, looking for the Doom. Pops a BKB. Doom has his ultimate. He's going to BKB TP himself the hell out of there.
This Lifestealer, like, he's not that much more farm compared to the Doom and the Morphling, but he just does so much more damage in team fights.
His teammates give him so much lockdown. I think that's the key difference.
Yeah.
Like, it's not so much like the Lifestealer is better than the Morphling, it's that
I still contest it. It's the Nyx that's the big problem for him.
he's 1-7-6. He's really not delivered too much this game, so. It looks like HGT ready to go high ground. They may not have the Aegis, but there's an Invoker dead, there's a Morphling dead. Both those heroes do a buyback, so.
You can't buy that with 10 seconds left, though. It's too risky.
Yeah, the Morphling will. Invoker will not.
Wow.
That'll scare HGT back. They could have just lost their tier 3 tower and saved that.
I think that's definitely not worth it.
1,200 gold, more or less, being lost.
Well, and he can't buy back for, like, the next Aegis push. Well, what the heck's wrong with the Roche timer? Why does it have 8 ticks?
That's normal. That's normal.
Is it normal? Yeah. No. It's like it usually starts at the 12 o'clock though. Not at the 3 o'clock.
So is this the respawn time? Actually, yeah, you're right. It should normally go all the way around.
Yeah, it should be 8 ticks, but it's not. It's not the right.
Yeah, well.
It starts from 12 o'clock and then ticks down as
Yeah,
opposed to 3 o'clock and ticks
It's
down.
ending at 3 o'clock. No, I'm confused now.
It's really strange.
Valve have broken Dota. Can you look at the Roshan timer in
Showcase mode?
showcase mode?
I don't know.
You can't select it, unfortunately. Enchantress is not nearby Rosh.
So Morphling's still not big enough. I think he needs a Butterfly at this point to contend with Lifestealer. But the problem is Lifestealer is kind of one item ahead, I'd say, just because he's more useful without that many items. They may be able to get him here, actually. They have a Sight Device on Invoker.
They go on ZSMJ. That's the start of the fight. The EMP definitely blast. They're going to use it too, but he gets 4-stuffed away. There's your 4-stuff saves. XTT now on the front lines. Gets the hooks on block. He may pay the piper's price here. XTT getting slowed up, and he's going to be shotgunned down by the Morphling. He goes down, but it's at the cost of saving the Lifestealer's life. So if HGT in their minds, probably worth it. Although I don't know if they needed Sentinel to do that. The 4-stuff was enough, but...
I think Stampede's enough.
Yeah.
Actually.
Well, onto the high ground they go.
Under attack.
So not a bad fight from him.
Oh, there's a Storm initiation on the mid lane. He zips far and zips hard. Doombringer's going to be pulled up here. They've lost. They've killed the Lifesteal. Buyback coming in from the Lifesteal here. DJ going to go down to an Impetus. The Morphling thinking about going in the Enchantress here. There's a stolen ball lightning from the Rubik. He gets himself out. They're on full retreat mode now. No TP from the Answer. He doesn't actually have one. 4-stuff out. The other 3 heroes on retreat mode. Nyx Assassins bought back, vendetted up, running to regroup. They may actually re-goose here and try and engage here. They're pinging. They want to fight. They're ready to go. Doom may not have ultimate. The Impale going to completely miss. DJ just off the mark here. They lose the Storm Spirit to start the fight. Epicenter Burrow Strike coming through. Will bring down the Invoker, or will it? Shiki's still alive. Morphling strength here. He may take a fall. He does to the double edge. That's just enough to bring him down. DJ finally hits a nice Impale here. The Storm, he's come back. He's hitting hard, and he's going to bring down the Doom with him. Lifestealer gets himself the kill, and
a Rax for sure.
no.
It might even be game from there.
the buyback's coming into play there. Buyback again from the Doom. Now Morphling does not have buyback though.
Neither
That's
does
the problem.
Invoker.
So
It was a really nice carapace by Nyx. That's actually what killed ZSMJ in the first place because
yep.
The Morphling focused him down afterwards. But they also... Why did they hex up the Rubik? Or they hexed up the Enchantress that fight. They need to hex a more important target. Oh, DJ.
He's zoomed up ZSMJ here. DJ actually will survive, but they're not killing the Lifestealer.
The Orchid Tech killed him.
Orchid Tech kills him, and Centaur now. He's going to get for Hoof Stomp. He should be just fine. And like you say, this looks like it may be Raxus. 30 seconds on Morphling. If they can stall and buy some time.
Lifestealer almost has no HP though.
Yeah, Lifestealer can't really go back in that easily. Can he? He's got no Infest, and there's an Enchantress still in 5 seconds, so maybe that's what they'll wait for. But by then, Morphling's back, so new element. They hold on for now.
Radiant's top tower is under
Okay,
attack.
they let the fight another day.
Not bad, not bad.
Does Morphling need a BKB? I think so. He just keeps dying to mass stuns. And he can morph, but he's still taking too much damage.
Yeah, the burst damage is like Lifesteal with Abyssal Blade, Centaur double edges, Impetuses, Sanking, ultimate. There's a lot of burst damage. Let's check out the Roshan. So is this the Roshan respawn, or is this just going to be the first 8 minutes and then there's extra?
It's the first 8 minutes and then there's extra.
Okay. Yeah, so... confusing stuff, man.
Yeah, it really...
Valve were trying to make our caster life as hard as possible.
How
Also
does that
killing our
happen?
Stat stuff.
Like, it's not like anything got changed about Roshan except his armor, and then it's just like some random thing breaks. But Centaur, now with a hard, he is massive.
Yep.
He is just proven to be so useful in these team fights.
He's died the 2 times, but I don't think we'll see him dying too much more now with his Heart of Terras completed. As it stands, only Sanking has a buyback in this game, so either team losing a team fight now could be very costly, and it looks like New Element are going on a roam through enemy jungle here. Can they find anyone?
Morphling's not even there. Oh, actually, they have a replicate.
He's nearby. Oh yeah, he's got a replicate. 10 seconds left on that one. Nyx Assassin leading the charge with a Vendetta, but I think there's multiple gems on the Dire side. Stormsword has one. Sanking had one earlier. Looks like he's dropped it off or passed it over. Radiant side do not have a gem, though, so...
They need to try and get Roshan on the side of any. Oh, the next one's at 3 o'clock too. What the heck? It's less than a minute respawn though. Just turn your head. 90 degrees.
It's still... No, wait, which way are we going 90? Like, it's
Just
still...
turn your head right 90 degrees.
Okay, yeah. Clockwise, counterclockwise, you could help me out. My right or your right?
Both of our rights.
Okay.
So Roshan
We'll start casting.
is really important for any though, because Morphling, he just needs more items. He died, he bought back, they didn't get anything out of it. All they did was prevent a death under T3. Looks like HGT is smoked up. They're going for Roshan, or at least headed in that general direction.
Yeah. Storm's infested into the life. Storm's infested to the lifesteal, vice versa. And they're not gonna find anyone just yet. They've got the remnant there fishing. Any going for Roshan would be just so ballsy.
I think Nyx needs this. They need to send in this illusion, get a little bit of more vision.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully it gets jumped.
And even if it doesn't like bait out any big spells, it's just like get some scouting information without putting anyone in danger. Gone into Roshan. Hasn't been scouted just yet. Tornado, I think, will. Goes on through. Finds the center, actually.
No,
Yeah.
it scouts Roshan too.
Yeah.
Ruh-roh. Nice try by HGT to sneak it in though.
Yeah,
That was a nice.
you have to
tornado
be
by
missing
Shiki.
from the map for so long that it's...
That's true. They don't have any minus armor.
And Doom is going for the Heaven's Halberd. He's almost completed now, just 100 away. And getting an MKB at this point is just not really possible for Lifestealer. He doesn't have the... he can sell his Midas later on after the Heart of Terras, but he doesn't want to get an MKB just for the Doom. If Morphling gets Butterfly, yeah, but until that point, nah.
Looks like Shiki's going for BKB2. The problem is, if he gets caught out by Abyssal, he's dead. Oh yeah, Shiki. Yeah. Well, here they
Ooh,
go.
I like this from Morph. Morph's pressuring top. He's going to force them back to defend. Get some Manta Style up, and he's on full Agi. This is... Yeah, you got to play so careful when you're in full Agi.
Well, now they're going for Roshan. It's already at 80% HP. Can they do it fast enough? They still don't have the Wolfpack aura, but he is dropping fast. I don't know if they can do this.
I think they may have it.
I don't know if HGT can
Enchantress is too
defend.
fast. Santor's going to blink some. I like the MP on the high ground. That's where they're going to be blinking info. Nyx is just creating space here. They go on the Nyx, but this is a buy space for the Aegis. Morphling with an Aegis now. They lose the Nyx to get it, but...
That was a worthy sacrifice, DJ.
Doom has got ultimate. He gets... Oh, he's going to get the BKB off. Who's he actually going to ultimate here? Maybe what's going on the Storm does do so. Stampede being stolen again. The Rubik coming up big. Stormsword is going to go down here. The Doom is going to help finish him off. Drops a gem now. Is there a buyback from the Storm? No buyback being used just yet. Morphling still fairly healthy here. Has the Aegis. He Manta Styles out of some stuns here. Doom and Nyx both dead. Right-clicked on his ZSMJ. Waveform after him. Burrow Strike going to be waiting for him. The epicenter follow. Maple's going to lose his Aegis, it looks like. Enough damage to bring him down. Manson needs to get himself the hell out of there. The 4-star Impetus do even more damage, and it's just Rubik and Morphling now. It looks like, nope, on the side, they've actually... Shiki going to go down. Not a good place to be for the Invoker. The Invoker just not doing enough damage in these fights, it feels like.
No, he's just there for the sheep, pretty much. The Ice Wall was pretty darn good, though. But still, he just hit level 17. I don't actually know if he had level 4 Invoke before that fight. Probably not, since he still doesn't have level 4 Invoke now. That was a pretty good fight for any, because if they don't take Roshan, they lose the game, I think. Whereas now they can hold on for a little bit longer and potentially farm a Butterfly on Morphling and try and go from there. But Invoker still dead for another 30 seconds, and they don't have buyback on him. This could be the T3. This is definitely the T3. I don't know if it's the Rex.
See T3 go down, Rax is exposed, and Zanking almost going down to the shotgun of the Morphling here. Pretty...
They don't have any mana on XCT, so they can actually...
Yeah, not having to worry about the Centaur stuns. That's just one less disable for Maples to worry about. He's picked up a Talisman of Evasion. This will give him more survivability. We'll be working towards the Butterfly. ZSMJ getting really low here. He rages. He gets an Infest off. He's still in some trouble here. Morphling will wait for him after. He's got an Adaptive Strike in just a second. Will he need it? ZSMJ. Jukin 4-stuff is there. He can't find him for the Adaptive Strike. That was so close to being a kill there. And
very close with the Sunstrike. Oh my goodness. He almost got the Sunstrike. If Shiki got that... Oh my goodness, Lifestealer didn't have buyback there either. That was huge.
I thought Morphling had him to begin with. The rage lasts just long enough that he couldn't get the Adaptive Strike off, and he just got a little bit too juked.
Now Maples has the cheese. Still only sitting at 1300 HP, but they almost got the Sand King, dude. They were so close to getting 2 kills out of that Rex, and I think that's a worthy trade. Looks like they may try and push up now, but Sand
He's buying
King...
his Butterfly. He's bought full Butterfly.
Is this the YOLO push?
At least a YOLO team fight. He's got no Aegis, and
he's
gone
cheese.
full Agi. So, oh, this is ballsy. Like, if you
are they going to get a better
shit on-
opportunity though, without HGT being 5 strong though? I think so, because last time they had Aegis, they had cheese, and they still lost the fight, right?
Yeah.
So 4 on 5, they may be able to win
It's
it.
just an Enchantress though. Like,
That's
Enchantress is
true.
not like
It's
a
still better
real
than
loss.
nothing.
The blink stun on the Doom. They want to go on Doom. Nice 4-stuff out. Stormscript pops his BKB here. Doom gets his off as well. Who's he going to ultimate? Throws his hands in the air. Doesn't actually get to use.
He was
on the
trying to
Storm.
Doom Storm.
Yeah.
That was
I
close.
think they may need to. I don't think this is going to work though. They're still going high ground. The
I
T3
don't
tower
know.
may go
Stormfire
down.
uses buyback or uses BKB.
Yeah. Storm going to be healing up in base, getting himself some more mana here. Morphling Illusion's just getting to work on this tower.
I like the play from DJ, just constantly mana.
They shotgun, they doom the Lifestealer here. They want to kill off Lifestealer. He gets 4-stuff out of there. He does have his buyback back now. ZSMJ getting closer, going down. The Rubik with the ball lightning will finish him off. Meanwhile, Sand King, Epicenter, he won't get the channel. Maple still has cheese. Buyback from Sand King, buyback from Lifestealer, double buybacks here. Morphling's going to get the hell out of here. I think they just go full retreat now. They force 2 buybacks. They will lose the Doom. Yep, double edge will finish him off. Maples, be careful, my son. Get out of there. He breaks the Lincoln's 4-stuff away from the Invoker here. Invoker may have to help out even further. The Abyssal Blade going to lead things off. Maples is morphing strength. He's going to go down, though. Oh, that's a disaster. Does he? Oh, it's short buyback. He's got it in 90 gold here. They'll lose the Rubik as well to follow.
Wow, HGT. They were so close to losing a Rax right there if Lifestealer had died earlier. He actually was really close to not having buyback. If he dies right outside their base, he doesn't have buyback. But since they picked up a kill before he got doomed and died, they actually had a buyback on him. I think that definitely changed the fight around, because without his buyback, they don't go more for him.
He only just had the money for it in the end, it looks
So
like.
this will be a
Bottom
second
Rax?
set of Rax?
Yeah. Morphling has buyback soon. How close are we looking?
Soon, not soon enough.
40 gold. It's about getting a bit over 1 gold a second.
So that was not a bad fight. They finally saved the Doom from the Blink
I
initiation.
think they can... I mean, they've got no glyph. If they had glyph, they could maybe buy time.
What is he doing? Oh,
Double
that
4-star.
was close.
That was crazy. Definitely, but Morphling has buyback. I think they're good. To maybe at least defend the Rax. DJ, man.
DJ is not good. Okay, they need his stuns. If he had buyback, he can do that.
Yeah, now they let the Raxes go. Morphling could buy back, but it's too late. They've already lost Raxes. They may as well just... If they go for the top Raxes, maybe you have to buy back because there's still 15 seconds. But
They can't kill it fast enough.
they'll get the range Rax mid. Yeah. They're not going... Are they going to force these 2 top? They just stampede to get out to retreat. They'll wait for Roshan, I'm sure. I don't feel like they're in any big rush to end things now that they've got a 4-Rax advantage.
They definitely aren't. Lifestealer still has 1 more slot. Storm Spirit can go Lincolns and Sheep and a couple other items if he wants.
Lifestealer wants MKB for sure now. Like
They
he
still
gets
have a lot of room to
Butterfly against the Heaven's Halberd. He wants an
I
MKB.
don't know. I'd say like Lincolns might be pretty good for him. He gets Scythed and then Doomed, which is most of the stuff he can just rage out of. So if you just like rage and go in, you're not scared of Doom at all, and you at least get 6 seconds of uptime, and you have a heart, so you can at least kill some people with it. I don't know.
Bottom lane. Blink hooks up to start off. They're gonna get the pull now.
That's game. He died.
He does have buyback.
he
No, he doesn't. He's lost the gold. He's short 122, so he's not gonna get that. He'll have the money right around when he respawns, and this, like you say, is probably game.
That's definitely game. They can't come back from this. Morphling is
GG.
like 80% of their damage in team fights, probably.
Well, a bit of an anticlimactic end there for what was shaping up to be a pretty decent close game. The Doom come out for good measure in mid lane, but
I think a lot of things went wrong for NA. Firstly, Nyx Assassin shouldn't have gotten picked second phase because he did absolutely nothing that game. Secondly, they were really bad at using force staffs to counter-initiate, whereas HGT, one time ZSMJ gets cheat, they instantly stampede and force staff him out, and they win the fight because of that. And what else did they do? They had a nice sneak Roshan in. I think that was a very nice play from Maples.
Morphling was like pushing top and came back. Yeah.
Other than that, I think Invoker's play was a little bit weak too. If you're going to gear up for late game, you go Quas Exort, not Quas Wex. And they didn't have... Like, what good Tornado EMP combo was there?
Right.
Like, maybe one time when they were diving him.
He did end the game with like 5 or 6 points in Exalt, but we just didn't see the Chaos Media Tornado kind of that's your late game combo, Jay. Like Tornado, Media, Deafening Blast.
Their draft was just a little bit weaker, and their play was all around a little bit weaker. I thought that HGT would have ended a lot sooner, and he still had some pretty clutch plays despite the disadvantages that they had.
Yeah. I don't think HGT played it flawlessly by any means. The Centaur played a hell of a game. Like
Centaur carried the crap out of them.
He was
Storm played pretty
really
well
solid.
too.
Yeah,
say.
yeah. He set up a lot of important kills. Morphling just got picked off a few too many times as well. Like you talk about the Invoker in some of these plays. I feel like Morphling.
Well, he has to be
died
risky
solo
and
a
farms
lot.
out though. If he doesn't farm out, they lose if they don't have a farm Morphling.
Yep.
Like almost certainly. And you can play safe, but there's only so safe you can play without actually having enough items to end the game. He was a little bit too far behind though. If he had his butterfly like 5 minutes earlier than he did, like before, like right when Lifestealer gets his Abyssal, then it's a different game. But he just died like after he got Abyssal. He bought back. He also shouldn't have bought back that one time mid.
Oh yeah.
That one that would have given him his butterfly, or they would have lost a T3, maybe a Rex. But it's more important that you gear up for late game. It's either you lose a Rex, you buy back there and probably lose the game because you don't have enough gold, or you lose one Rex and can still have a decent chance of coming back.
Well, it's tied 1 game apiece. Going to game 3. HGT, the favorites coming into this series. Do you think they're going to take the game 3? Or
I think it's a draft thing too.
Okay.
Mostly the draft and early game play from any. I
Yeah.
think early game play from any and draft are the main 2 issues. They didn't really have any of those this game, and they actually still almost won.
yeah,
so-
like this game, I would say like ended up being really close.
Yeah, it was really close, and I thought that any were going to lose like way long before they actually did.
All right. Well, the game 3 of the Summit Asia is going to be coming up after a bit of a break, guys. If you want to support the tournament, you can check out the Dota TV ticket, which is in the store. $10, $2.50 from every purchase does go through to the teams to the prize pool to add to that $80,000 prize pool, which is already growing, already up to I think like 86,000 maybe. Get on the check here. Where are we at, Ben? 86,390. So we're doing pretty well there. You get an axe set as well as a axe loading screen, which is big thanks to Red Moon Dota 2 Studios who've partnered with us to come up with the axe set. But guys, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Game 3, the decider. Winner is going to advance to the loser bracket round 2. Loser of this match is getting knocked out of the Summit Asia. No hope to come to LA to the LAN finals, guys. So don't go anywhere. Game 3 coming up soon.